One of the most famous questions people have is about shak, doubts when it comes to Salah, when it comes to Wudu, when it comes to many matters of the religion. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in fact, has created us weak. And we forget. And it's easy to forget. In fact, the Prophet ﷺ once he said, إِنِّي أَنْسَوْنَ كَمَا تَنْسَوْنَ فَإِذَا نَسِيتُ فَذَكِّرُونِي كَمَا قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. He said that I forget just like you forget, and if I forget, then remind me. And the Prophet ﷺ at times forgot in his salah. At times he forgot in his salah. Once he prayed a 4 rak'ah salah, either Dhuhr or Asr. And the Prophet ﷺ, when he prayed this salah, he prayed 2 units of the prayer. He didn't pray 4. So one of the Sahabi radiallahu anh asked the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, O Messenger of Allah, did you shorten your salah or did you forget? And his nickname was given as Dhul Yadayn. And the Prophet ﷺ asked the Sahaba, is it as Kama qala Dhul Yadayn? Is it as Dhul Yadayn is actually saying? Have I actually missed the 2 rak'ats? And so the Prophet ﷺ acknowledged that he missed the 2 rak'at, the last 2 units of prayer. And he repeated them. And then he made the forgetfulness prostration, or known as the sajdatu sahwi, which is 2 prostrations when you make a mistake like this in your salah. So this is quite natural. But I'm going to give you a couple of rules here, inshallah ta'ala. When it comes to doubts, we must always go back to something that we are sure about, that we are certain. We call this rule, certainty cannot be negated by doubt. In Arabic, al-yaqeenu la yazalu bil-shak. An example would be, I've made my wudu and there's no doubt about that. But because of some lengthy time, maybe an hour, maybe 2-3 hours, I don't know if I've nullified my wudu. Have I broken my wudu? Have I, what's the catch in that? I don't know I'm confused. Maybe not, but I'm not sure. This is the point. I am not sure. Because if I was sure, I wouldn't be constantly asking myself this question. Have I got my wudu or do I not have it? So in this case, what am I sure about? I'm sure I made wudu, but I'm in doubt. Have I broken it or not? I can't say I've broken it. So therefore, the ruling is that I am in the state of wudu, and this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered us to do. Once a Sahabi came to the Prophet ﷺ and he complained to him. He feels something in Salah. He feels that maybe he passes wind. So he's like, what should I do? Should I break my Salah? The Prophet ﷺ said to him, لا ينصرف حتى يسمع صوتا أو يجد ريحا. He said, do not leave the Salah until you hear something or smell something. What does this mean? This means that when you're not sure, don't act upon it. Right? When you're in a case you're not sure, unless you've heard something or smelt something, this indicates that you've actually broken Salah, your Salah. But in other words, it's for us to remember that whenever you're in doubt, that's the shaitan. Don't constantly ask yourself this question. It can happen. We're weak. We are human beings, like I said. We can forget. We can start to think. We can go into a little bit of confusion. This is normal. But to constantly act upon your doubt, this is from the shaitan. And like I said, you go back to what you're sure about. So an example is, I just woke up from my sleep. Do I have my wudu or not? I 100% know. My yaqeen, my certainty is I don't have my wudu. Because sleep nullifies my wudu. And I slept. And I've woken up. Do I need to make wudu? Of course you need to make wudu. This is not a question of doubt here. Always go back to what you're sure about. Another rule that we can apply here, inshallah, is that if a person has constant doubts and waswasa, he should ignore it and act upon what he thinks is right. And this is sufficient, inshallah. This is absolutely sufficient, inshallah. Yes. Also, if the doubt comes after the ibadah, it has no effect. Let me give you an example. I'm praying my salah. I've prayed my salah. I've given the salams. 10 minutes later, or any time after the salah, I realize, or not realize, I start to doubt. Did I pray my 4th rak'ah? Or did I pray my 3rd or 4th? Oh, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe I did, maybe I did. We're talking about doubt. We're not talking about if you're sure. We're talking about if you're in doubt. It has no effect. You ignore that. They say the shak yati ba'd al-fi'l la yu'athar. The doubt that comes after the action has no effect. Jazakum Allahu khairah.